At over 500 years old, it is the oldest team sport in the world. There are 2.5 billion people in the world who love cricket. But what does this game mean in Canada? Does anybody here play this game? And if they do, where are they?
How do you play cricket? Do they get bat a ball or something?
That's huge. That is a biggie. It's out of here.
Ravi, I'm backing this one. I think this is one of the biggest. Into orbit. Even bringing smoke in the clouds, this. Off the bat, it's still in there. We've lost it. There it is again.
Isn't that like an insect?
Keep going.
Go, Leafs, go! I didn't even know cricket was a sport.
The only question is, does cricket actually exist in Canada?
Martin Fisher is a professional business analyst living in Toronto. He's your average hockey-loving Canadian. He also has a secret. A secret that he regrets sharing with his hockey-loving friends. After the game, Martin and his hockey friends always gather at their favorite bar to exchange news stories.
Martin.
Yes.
What are the rules in the game of cricket? And how so do they differ from the game of hockey?
So when I'm with my hockey friends and I'll tell them that, you know, I played cricket last night, or I'm playing cricket on Saturday after hockey, for example, in the summertime. I play hockey on Saturday mornings in the summer, and then sometimes I'll go and play a cricket match in the afternoon. Yeah, I take a lot of razzing about cricket.
In our circle, in a hockey player circle, it's not too often you get guys talking about cricket in the dressing room.
It's raining sixes here. Kingsmead, there's another. Look at the technique. Right foot out of the way.
And who plays cricket anyway?
Oh, he's flashed again. 4 more. Well, they all count. Don't think Dennis Lilly will be as pleased as those spectators. That's a hook for 4, and it's third bounce. 3 fours in this over. 2 authentic hooks. Oh, they're getting delirious now. 3 balls, all gone for 4. And he's done it again. 4 more. My goodness. 4 fours in 4 balls.
Playing cricket isn't much of a challenge.
Oof. Not a very pleasant feeling.
It's even more unpleasant when everyone around you's laughing and thinking how hilarious it is. And you can't get your breath, and you're feeling ill.
I mean, obviously, this is the voices of ignorance, right?
You know what I'd call it a soft sport.
Oh dear, that's hit him in the face.
That's nasty. That is very, very nasty. Hey, Keegan Meth. He just never saw that ball come back at him.
Anytime you mention that you've played cricket recently or will be playing cricket, it just starts.
We should be wearing white slacks and loafers and...
Prejudice is usually based on ignorance.
I still never seen a game of cricket. I've never played a game of cricket.
It's a full toss and struck firmly. Yeah, absolutely no time whatsoever. And straight away at him.
Tooth flies right out of his mouth there, so that is really, really messy.
Hockey is a very Anglo-Canadian game or Euro-Canadian game, so the whole crowd is that.
What are they called, clubs? Bats, okay.
Getting along as we supposedly all are, there's an undercurrent of people in Canada who probably aren't thrilled with the large amount of immigration that's been happening over the last 30 years, and there's a lot of ignorance.
We don't have much respect for the athletes that play it.
There's a certain air of contempt about that.
I have a feeling that the comments of some are racially motivated.
Football is a real sport. Hockey, real sport. Cricket, a little bit soft.
You could just see the way Lara reacted. You watch the way he reacts after being hit. It's an awkward position. He's missed the bat. It's just under his neck. The way he goes down, he knows he's in pain.
One joke that always gets made by everybody who has not played cricket is, how can it be a sport if you stop for tea?
You know, it's more of a Sunday afternoon, walk in the park type thing.
This is commitment for you from the big fella.
And we pretty much think, you know, it's a pretty easy game to do and not much of a challenge.
Oh, what a wonderful catch. It certainly is Mr. McClay's day. Yashpal Sharma, I'm sure suffering shock, driving the ball down the pitch to find the tall man McClay with outstretched hand.
Oh, what a marvellous piece of fielding. A super piece of cricket, that. He's got a damaged leg muscle in the front of his left thigh, and yet he's pulled off with a catch that has sealed Pakistan's fate.
Burley's hoisted that away to mid-wicket, and it's beautifully taken. Collis King had been moved, but he took that almost back in his original position, and the opening stand finally broken. That's a bit more like it. Good old-fashioned Hoyt round. Burley's going after it. A great catch if he makes it, and it's beautifully caught. Tremendous catch. Well, you won't see many better running catches in the outfield than that one. And the catch well worth seeing again. Good old-fashioned cross-batted Hoyt there from Roberts. And look at the ground he got to cover. The ball coming over in no real clear sight of it at any stage. And yet took it so safely. And he's caught it. A brilliant catch. Lovely caught and bowl there by Chris Old. And really one out of the bag there. And that ball really hammered back by Clive Lloyd. Not a half volley, crushed it on the up. And one of those that, fortunately for Chris Old, just about stuck. And that's a brilliant catch, a beautiful catch by Marsh, taking it almost out of Ian Chappell's hands. So all three have fallen to Gilmore. The outswinger moving away there, Greg falling for the trap. He's hit that in the air on the leg side. It's Van Bernholder under it, and he's caught it beautifully. What a good catch. Very droppable indeed. Coming in over his shoulder. Coming down straight. It swung away again. Randall is under it, and it's a safe pair of hands. And Randall, it had to be Randall to take the catch, and the end of a tremendous performance there from Collis King. Finally falls for 86 after an innings which everybody here will remember for a long, long time. This innings probably has given the Prudential Trophy to the West Indies. They were struggling a bit at 99 for 4 when he came in, and has taken them on to 238. 5 wickets down, there's still the best part of 10 overs to go.
And what a catch! What a catch that is! Well, he split his finger here. Kieran Pollard has called the physio out. I think it's dislocated. It might need someone to just pull it out. Oh, that's hurt him. That's hurt him. And the straight and Tetra goes straight to him. That would have hurt him really badly. He was attempting another Yorker now. As he got hit on the abdomen guard, that will be painful.
We don't think much of cricket players, so...
And even that might not help. Oh,
that's a nasty crack on the unmentionables.
The two most common comments from the general public about cricket: how can you play that game? Doesn't it take 5 days to play?
Whoa, sorry.
Then I was working at the bank, CIBC, and I was actually looking for a soccer team to play on. And they had this social committee website. But up popped the CIBC cricket team. They had their own little website, and I thought, oh, this is interesting. I went to check it out. They said that they were doing indoor practicing, so I called the guy who was running it, and I said, you know, is this competitive? Is this recreational? What's going on? I thought it would be cool just to go out and throw the ball around, hit it a little bit. So he invited me to come out. I went out to nets, met some guys, had a good time.
Did the boys go out for pints after?
We went out for a beer afterwards, and it was just really interesting. It was fun, so I started going out regularly, and it just sort of evolved. I just enjoyed it. It's as simple as that. I was awful, of course, terrible, but eventually I got to play in a match. So he said, yeah, sure, come on out. But he knew I'd be shit. So he didn't put me on his team, he put me on another guy's team.
Just like hockey.
It's a great social game. It's just a great way to meet people and spend time. And it's a group of people that I wouldn't typically hang out with or even sort of be presented an opportunity to socialize with. Most of the guys on the cricket team are from Pakistan. I think we have a Kenyan, we have a couple of West Indians, and I use that term generally, Guyana, a couple of Indians, of course. When you hang out with these people, you start to get a different point of view on their community's experience here in Canada, but also a different point of view just on the world. We don't have all the facts here. We sort of get a single point of view in the media here about lots of different things, and I get to hear these people's point of view who have lived it in a different part of the world. And that's really the coolest part about all of this.
Do you feel like somewhat of an outcast, being as I would assume you're probably the only white guy on your team?
Well, that's probably why I'm in this documentary in the first place, is because I'm the only white guy he could find.
I think that's an interesting thing.
This one piece will make 52 layers.
Watch on mobile devices or the big screen. All for free. No subscription required.
Although today in Canada, cricket is mostly played by immigrants from cricket-playing countries around the world, it was the founding British fathers of Canada who introduced the game to our country. And as members of the Toronto Cricket Club tell us, Canada has a long history of cricket. Cricket historian Kevin Baller.
Canada has a long history with cricket going back to the year 1785, and it was first recorded in Montreal.
In fact, the British garrison in Quebec first introduced cricket into Canada.
There's a reference there in Montreal of cricket being played on Sunday afternoons at Isle Centre Lane.
Mostly the British regiments and then the gentry.
It's probably the oldest sport in Canada.
Between 1800 and 1860s, it flourished. Don't forget that those times there was no basketball yet, no baseball, no football.
Curling was one of the early sports.
Lacrosse was the only sort of game that was native to North America and being played at that time.
Cricket in Canada numerically has never been stronger. Cricket is being played in more clubs, more schools, universities. This is being driven by a huge demographic change in the country of immigration, especially from South Asia, and to a certain degree before that from the West Indies. The cricket-playing population of Canada is actually larger than some cricket-playing countries. There are 11 million people in Canada who can claim background from a cricket-playing country in first or second or third generation. Total population of the West Indies is half of that. The total population of New Zealand is about 3.5 million people. So the potential for Canada and the growth is huge.
New Canadians, like Surinder Puri, bring his love of cricket with him to Canada from his native India.
Hey, you're back.
Yeah. Have I ever formally invited hockey guys to come and play cricket?
I could hit dingers. I could hit home runs all day.
The challenge, I guess, is the thing.
His last ball. Oh, it's a beauty. Jag back, and that's going to hurt in the midships. 5 overs gone, 33 for 2 here. Boya, he's got a special from Vass. The old crown jewels, as we say. That is sore in anyone's language.
You know why India is so passionate about cricket? Cricket is probably the only sport most of the people in India follow. It's all South Asian countries, Sri Lanka, Pakistan, Bangladesh.
And the crowd are going crazy.
The neighbors of India, China, now all of a sudden has a team, and the sport is gaining popularity there, and India continues to lead the sport today as a cricket playing nation. What I have found in the past 10 years that there are very less opportunities for the South Asian, especially the first generation immigrants, folks from India, let's say, or Pakistan coming in. They've played only cricket over there, and once they show up here, they don't understand the other sports. For them to come out here and start playing hockey, all of a sudden, that's not going to happen. Play basketball, that's not going to happen. Baseball, it's very hard to pick up those skills. You know, I've been in North America for almost 20 years. I love watching hockey, but I'm kind of scared of skating. I can't pick up skating just like that. And for me to be active and for other South Asians to be active, you have to be able to play some sport of some kind. You know, there's a community aspect attached to it. There's a team building effort that's going on. It's very important for you to play some kind of team sport. So when they come out to our field and see other South Asians and the folks from the Caribbean background playing, you can keep them active and gives us the opportunity to come out and get some exercise. I was born and raised in New Delhi, India. That's where I learned my basics of cricket when I was starting at 5 years old. And back in those days, we didn't really have a whole lot of coaching and equipment, but we would just make a piece of wood as a bat, and anything that looked kind of round and, you know, bounced around, we used it as a ball. Even while it was raining outside, kids would go out and play cricket. We had fever, you still go out and play cricket. I was very passionate about the sport. And then I did my engineering in Bangalore, and I used to stay in a hostel, and we had a hostel team there, so I continued my cricketing days even there. After my engineering, I ended up going to the States, and that's where there was a little bit of gap for about 6-7 years. It was hard to find an Indian restaurant, let alone a cricket team in Stark County. When I was in Canada for the first 4 years, me and my partners, we were very busy building the business, traveling a lot. And as you know, when you travel a lot, you're not really thinking about what you're eating. You're going from one meeting to another. You're going from one client to another, one city to another. And before you know, you just put on a lot of weight. So once we sold the corporation, I had some time to reflect on my life. And when I looked at myself, I didn't like what I was seeing.
Like he had all head issues, like headaches.
I started going to the gym.
He was not feeling very good about himself.
But after a few months, it kind of wore off because it became very repetitive. And at that time, my son decided that he wanted to play cricket. So I started searching for facilities and found that Mississauga Ramblers is a local club. So I decided to take my son. And before I knew, I got hooked.
It is very good that Surinder plays cricket. It keeps him fit.
And before I knew, I started shedding weight.
Surinder feels very good about himself.
So my wife actually encouraged me more.
I see him enjoying the game.
My purpose is not to have six packs. My purpose is just to stay fit. Everything I do physically revolves around being able to play better cricket. So I tend to eat well. I had to quit smoking 5 years ago. I used to smoke a pack of cigarette every day. And ever since I came on board with Ramblers, I saw the younger crowd playing, much better cricket than I did. I wanted to be part of one of the competitive teams. So all these positive things that happened in my life from a physical perspective happened as a result of me joining the Ramblers and getting back into playing cricket.
For the last 1 year, I have joined this cricket club in Mississauga called Mississauga Ramblers.
My name is Roy Supal.
Murtaza Kazmi.
Full name is Sandeep Jyoti.
Ranjit, last name Chaudhary.
I'm the junior coordinator for Mississauga Ramblers.
So Mississauga Ramblers was formed in 1966. We celebrated our 45th year last year.
What we have is something very, very special.
It started by a few cricket enthusiasts.
It's the bond, it's the friendship, it's the brotherhood.
And now the community has grown.
Our club, it's like a big family.
Ramblers as a family extends out to 1,000 people.
We literally are brothers and friends.
Mississauga Ramblers is all about community.
Cricket is a very good influence on our family. Surinder has taken a very big step in taking care of the club and taking care of his responsibilities.
There is no other leadership mechanism than to lead by example. It builds self-esteem. So it's very important for us to recognize the kids who fit into that value of the belief system of Mississauga Ramblers, and they have come out on the top. We host an annual presentation where we recognize not just the juniors, but also the senior team members for their effort during the past year. And we pick out the ones that came out on the top in terms of bowling or batting, or the kind of service they've done to the community and to the club. So it's very important for our kids to be recognized. Little ones, 10 years, 13 years old, they want to hear their name.
Kevin Singh.
All the parents are sitting, their friends are sitting. It's a sense of achievement.
The Madam Counselor was there, and this is very important for our kids to be recognized for their efforts.
I think it encourages parents and kids to be more involved in the sport.
To celebrate their passion for cricket, Surinder and his Ramblers team fly to Antigua for a week to play in an amateur tournament organized by professional cricketers.
He's got a wide range of shots. What's he going to do? 6 ball. Just a flick of the wrist. And where she goes into the crowd. Consecutive sixes here for the left-hander.
Magnificent hitting this. You've right, we saw him on the boundary edge. Get me in. Just a flick, nothing more. Hard hat time. Look out in the crowd, it's coming again.
Well, this was a new ball that was taken. The first one lying in a gutter. Just at the back on some road behind Kingsmead. The second one flicked into the crowd.
To go to Antigua for us, it's a way for us to de-stress, number one, and plus we're so passionate about the game that during the summer season, we don't get all these 11 players to play a game together. Me, Fayaz, Roy Singh, Ranjit, Sri, because of the schedule, as you know, Sri is a doctor, I'm busy with my stuff, Ranjit's playing with another team. So it was very important for our over 40 team to come together and play, at least 3 or 4 games.
Most wives will say, oh, I don't want you to go all by yourself.
Plus, being able to go to Antigua and playing in a stadium and play a night game.
I was so happy for him to go and play in the same stadium as some of his heroes have played.
Unfortunately, there aren't any stadiums in Canada. People here are fortunate that they have so many stadiums. They have night facilities to play baseball. You can play soccer all year round, indoor, outdoor. For us who love the sport of cricket, we don't even have a day stadium. So to be able to go and play in a stadium is a big thing.
The team arrives in a torrential downpour. It's not what they expected, but they are told that the rains never last long in the Caribbean. Is this a bad omen for the rest of their trip? Or are they hoping that the runs will pour like the rain? For the second year in a row, the Ramblers stay at the Jolly Beach Hotel, who provide that warm Antiguan hospitality. Later that night, the Antiguan sports minister hosts the opening reception and receives the Ramblers like celebrities, along with the other international teams.
We are here in Antigua and we're playing in the Masters tournament that Richie Richardson hosts every year at the Sir Vivian Richards Stadium.
Sir Vivian Richards is one of Antigua's most recognized, highly respected, and well-loved national heroes who was able, through his sport, to make Antigua known.
Ian Chappell to Richards. And there's the winning run. I don't think they'll see that ball again. The players off the field into the area where the presentation will take place and the nomination of the man of the match. Those runs there by Richards take the total to 195 for 3.
So this is our second year with the team. We do compete hard on the field.
We play our cricket and we play hard to represent Mississauga Ramblers, to be ambassador for Canada.
We want to have fun, but at the same time, we want to compete. Like as any cricketer, once you step on the field, we just want to give our 110%.
We know exactly how we will have to win.
Most importantly, we are here as a team, as a bunch of friends, with one goal, to play cricket and have fun. We'll have fun off the field, but on the field, let's not have fun on the field. Let's play cricket.
Our club is a little bit unique. We feel the spirit of the cricket, spirit of the game is paramount. It's very important long term. So when the rules were relayed to us that the team shouldn't have played any first-class cricket for the past 10 years, so we took those rules seriously, but most of the other teams that showed up, they were not made aware of the rules, or maybe they didn't know what the rules were. So we ended up competing with not just first-class players, there were some international players.
We are the real masters. The guys who we were playing against were younger lot, who were strong enough to clear the boundary very easily.
We did not feel intimidated by any player. It was Carlisle Best, Kenny Benjamin, or Winston Benjamin.
The level of cricket we came to play, this was a bit higher than what we expected.
The other team scored 207 runs, and I think the Barbados team had a couple of players who have played at the higher levels of cricket.
For us, it does not matter who our opposition is. What we want to do is give our 110%.
Like, no matter how old Carl Lewis gets, he's always going to beat you in 100-meter dash. Once you're an international athlete, that tends to stay with you. And when you're competing, like let's say Carl Lewis is 60 years old, he runs against another 60-year-old, he's going to win. This is my very first game playing in the night, and that too being able to play in an international stadium, Sir Vivian Richards Stadium, it's just fabulous feeling. And you can actually, I don't know, for some reason, I can see the ball better in the floodlights. So it's just an amazing feeling. It's hard to describe, really.
Yours, chat. All done. Yeah!
The Antiguans or the rest of the teams in the tournament are raving about our spirit and the spirit that we played the game in, and it makes us feel really proud about representing Canada. We thought if they can make it, we can make it. We gave our try. We fell short by 10 runs, and that's how cricket goes.
When you play cricket, you always want to win. I mean, we're all competitive by nature.
Thank you very much to all the teams, both the home team, Antigua Masters, and the visiting teams.
At the final awards presentation, every team won prizes, except for the Ramblers.
And we saw an onslaught by Brian Johnson, Ian Gore, Neil Bad News Lewis, Anthony Iroots Martin, Roy Brand. Mississauga Ramblers versus New York Masters, hitting some 10 sixes.
Oh, what a shot.
Yeah, I came to know that they lost all the games.
Would have been nice to at least win a game.
He was not going to make it to the final or even the semi-final.
Well, I wish we had won, but maybe next year we'll do better.
This is in the air again. Clears long off, 3 in a row. Yuvraj going to Broad, what Mascarenas did to him.
After the loss, the next day, Surinder and his teammates tour the island and find yet another way to express their love and devotion to cricket.
Beach cricket, it's a lot of fun. It's a very different way of playing cricket.
That was the first time I've ever played beach cricket, and it is different.
It's very refreshing when you're playing right there. When the wave comes, it evens out your pitch, you bowl, and then it leaves some marks, but then another wave will come in and it'll sort of smoothen out the surface, and you get an even bounce out of it.
We did not have a proper equipment, but we still had the passion to play the cricket using the coconut branch as a bat.
You're in the water, the weather's beautiful.
People are just down relaxing on the beach, but as soon as the guys from the resort kind of came down and started seeing who wanted to get involved, everybody was kind of up there and they wanted to turn, right?
Everybody
they didn't know how to hold it, right? If it was like a baseball bat, or do I pretend I'm golfing, or, you know, they didn't know what to do.
All right, you all know.
I'm bowled out, just imagine. I'm bowled out.
You can actually feel right in the ocean and be able to swim at the same time while you feel it. Unfortunately, we can't get that in our climate here, but when you go out to the Caribbean, I have the West Indian hat. Their logo describes cricket at the beach. It's a lot of sun, ocean, and cricket. We're We're good friends. It's just that we don't get much opportunity to play together as a team. Plus, you know, being able to go to Antigua and playing in a stadium, unfortunately, there aren't any stadiums in Canada. It was an expression of the passion for the 11 people like us who were fairly doing well in their careers, and now they want to bring that child that never had the opportunity to play in such stadiums. These hidden desires are now coming out, you know. So boys want to, you know, rediscover themselves, being able to at least feel the energy when you go out and play in a stadium with the people watching you, with the proper scoreboard.
Once a man, twice a child. We were growing up, we never had a chance to play in Sir Vivian Richards stadiums. But now, as over 40, we have a chance to play all over the world in all the great and big stadiums, which is a great feelings.
That moment that we lived playing with the pros, it was fabulous. And I believe it's the amateurs like us that keeps the spirit of the game going.
The former Australian cricket captain, Ian Chappell.
Well, I've always said that, you know, Test and international cricketers aren't the true lovers of the game of cricket. I mean, we're pampered. We play on, you know, fields with lovely grass and well-prepared pitches. We've got sight boards, people operating the scoreboards, we've got umpires, all those things that you come to expect as an international cricketer. Yeah, I grew up in Adelaide, and you drive past the parklands in the middle of summer and it's absolutely parched. You know, if there is any grass there, it's just dead brown grass. It's hard dirt. There's, you know, if the wind's blowing, there's dust coming up. They're playing on matting. You know, the guys have got to come out themselves and peg the matting down. They've got to put the stumps in. They've got to umpire the games themselves. One of the players has got to score, provide their own drinks, their own food, all that sort of stuff after the game. And you look at them in 42, 43 degrees heat sometimes, and you think to yourself, no, they're the true lovers of the game of cricket.
I can play cricket, watch cricket, and coach cricket, and not do anything else for the rest of my life.
Absolute carnage. Now around the wicket. Will it make a difference? It doesn't. It's 4 in a row. 24 of the first 4 balls.
Here it is again. Yuvraj Singh, 38 from 10 deliveries. 4 sixes in a row. England are having a conference meeting. They're in bits.
Have I ever formally invited hockey guys to come and play cricket?
I could hit dingers. I could hit home runs all day.
I don't think you could.
Ooh. I think I could.
Really? Why don't you come out and play and try it? And then you'll see that it's not as easy.
It's not a very aggressive sport.
It's not as wussy.
I still don't think there's anything tough about it.
As you say, it is.
Do you wear your gold spandex when you play?
You know, I can only laugh at their ignorance.
You can come out if you want.
Pardon me?
You can come out if you want.
The closet?
Hey, please come and play.
I'd like to try batting.
I'll give it a try.
You bring out your best bowler, pitcher, whatever you want. Randy Johnson.
Oh.
You bring him out.
You won't even get a sniff.
Well, give me the bat and let's do this.
The challenge, I guess, is the thing.
And so the challenge is on. And Martin's hockey friends agreed to face the full force of one of Canada's best bowlers, Canadian national team player Henry Osinde. The 6'4", 220-pound fast bowler is known to bowl up to 90 miles per hour. And at the 2011 World Cup in India, Henry Osinde took the wicket of one of the best batsmen in the world, Australian captain Ricky Ponting.
For sure, the first time they came, I don't think they'd be able to hit it.
I'm just looking forward to trying to hit some dingers.
God help them.
Gonna hit dingers all day.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
I think Jeremy will hit a few good ones.
The next day, everyone gathers at Kasra Cricket Academy, where Surinder and some of his best and most lethal bowlers join the action.
I want to make sure you guys understand that what you're doing inside is a very dangerous sport. We were actually preparing to make sure that if there are any injuries there, they don't blame us for it.
Do you agree to that? Yeah.
Terry, I agree after these guys go first, though.
I think that put them on defensive when I started talking about how fast these balls come at you.
Many cricket bowlers can bowl over 90 miles per hour. Some, like Brett Lee, Shoaib Akhtar, and Mohammad Sami, have bowled over 100 miles per hour.
Excellent over, and Maiden from that speedster 4 overs gone. 100.2 miles an hour. Brilliant stuff. England 7 for 1. Well, that has brought a lot of cheer from the crowds because Shoaib Akhtar has just broken that barrier. 100.2 miles an hour.
These are like some of them are professional bowlers, and that ball hits you, it hits you bad. I think that's when the reality sunk in for those guys. Henry Yosinda, he's the fastest bowler in Canada, right?
At the beginning, just ask them to take it easy a little bit. Let people get used to it. These guys have never held a cricket bat.
That's what I'm worried about.
I've never been in a cricket building before.
I don't know, what time do you think you'd be here by 2?
He was just chirping about how awesome he's going to hit. He's going to hit sixes all day. That's what he said.
So I just talked to him. He says he's going to call me back in a half an hour. Maybe he'll come by 2:30. I think what he's saying is he's not coming.
If Jeremy thought that this was such an easy sport and he could hit everything out of the park, then he should have showed up.
He's one of the reasons this is happening.
He had the strongest conviction about being able to hit dingers. He should have made a point of being here.
Well, I think he was scared. That's why he chickened out. It's a different thing to talk the talk, but when it comes to walking the walk...
I'll hit the dingers. I'm taking out one of those lights.
When we saw these guys padding up in hockey gear, we soon realized that they don't have a clue what they're getting into.
Can we shoot pucks at him tomorrow? Are you wearing your goalie?
They didn't have a clue.
This is the new trend for cricket, man.
With some special coaching about the fundamentals of the game, the hockey guys are ready for the showdown.
I'll give you $20 to hit him in the head.
To accommodate their guests, the bowlers went very easy at first, delivering very slow balls that are easy to play.
They were missing pretty much 100% of the time.
Get it, David!
Swing and miss.
And it was very well expected.
Come on, just get one of these. Come on now.
Within like 10 minutes of them getting into the nets, I think they changed their opinion about the sport.
It was a lot harder than I thought. I thought I'd just stand here and hit the ball. It was so much harder. God. Oh, God damn it. Where'd it go? Oh, man, come on. How the hell do you do this, bro? The second it hit that ground, you think it's going to be easy, and then all of a sudden that ball's going this way, that way. It's a lot harder than you think. I didn't think I'd break a sweat out here. I just thought he'd stand there.
Oh, yeah, me either.
It was like, wow.
The first easy hour was over, and the bowlers, knowing about the disrespectful remarks that the hockey guys made about cricket, they were ready for blood. Welcome to the gentleman's sport of cricket.
We don't think much of cricket players, so... I'm watching Zane here, and this guy's way too serious, man. He's like warming up like a madman down there. He's like, I'm gonna kill these mothers.
Do you think they sold tickets to see the white guys get hurt?
Yeah, I sold tickets to see the white guys get hurt.
You ready, Mike? Here comes the heat. That's why this place is so busy.
It's painful.
Bring it on.
Osinde, I mean, if Osinde starts bowling his regular speed, you know, most international batsmen, they can't see his ball.
Hey, Martin, it's probably a good thing Jeremy didn't show up.
That's a kid who can bowl very fast, so if the hunter cannot kill the subject the first time, they're gonna wanna injure the subject before they kill it. That's the way fast bowlers work.
You got hit a few times.
I got hit 4 times.
The goal was just to show them that it requires skill and tons of practice.
And I appreciate the hell out of you not killing me.
Here's these guys challenging our best bowlers, but they can't even connect, let alone hit a ball. They can't even connect to a 9-year-old.
Can I get this guy to pitch at me? Can you bowl for me? I don't want to. Fine with me, man. These guys are going to throw it 100 miles an hour at it.
That small kid, I think he was probably 9 years old. He was a random kid. He was doing some practice, and someone called him in. But, you know, they were a good sport. I mean, I like those guys. Towards the end of that ordeal that they had to go through, they realized that how difficult it is to learn that sport.
You got to be in shape. You got to be an athlete to play the game.
More than baseball.
Yeah, oh yeah.
More than hockey, theoretically. Because hockey, you can glide. You don't glide. You guys don't glide. It's running. It's running.
I hope it changed their perspective.
Now, maybe one day when he's playing, if I got time, I'll come out and watch a bit. Because I just found that this was, I'd like to take it to the next level and actually watch the game.
That's when they came to respect people like Henry.
Makes you feel proud just standing next to them, you know? Like, it's like, this is like hanging out with a rock star type thing.
Oh, when he's cutting them loose, I can't even see it.
Henry, pleasure.
But the key person who made this challenge was just not there, Jeremy.
First of all, I'm disappointed that he didn't show up. But had he shown up, he wouldn't have hit very many either, I don't think.
And hopefully he'll show up someday.
If you have Henry pitching, like trying not to make it so we can hit it, none of us would have hit.
He would have been embarrassed out here.
Yeah.
We all were.
I don't have to say much about it. Jeremy's team members said it all.
What are you guys going to say to Jeremy the next time you see him?
The former Australian cricket captain, Ian Chappell, shares his thoughts.
There was a guy in Adelaide who was a very, not only a very good Australian rules footballer, but he was a very courageous Australian rules footballer. And I saw him back away from fast bowling, and I thought to myself, there's all different sorts of courage. Here's this guy who was as brave as hell on a football field, but he was backing away from a fast bowler.
Cricket's kind of soft. Sorry.
Anybody that says our game is soft, it's for girls, I tend to look at them and think to myself, all right, do you want to come and try playing it? Do you want to come and try facing, as it was in those days, Lillian Thompson? You want to face them without a helmet on? You want to see how brave you really are? You want to see how soft we really are? So I guess my short answer is I don't take much notice of it.
The 58th over, Mike Hendrick. Very wise indeed. Who wants to be a hero at that stage of the innings?
Yes, it's because of this gigantic over. Still not completed. Back to over the wicket. It's a scrambled brain as far as Broad is concerned out there.
This is a crowd warning, look out.
5! Yes! 30 with 1 ball to go. Could he make it 6 out of 6?
Well, it's showtime here. Would you believe this? Clean as you like. Here he goes again. Yuvraj Singh. 44. 11 deliveries. It's up there somewhere.
As the British Empire spread to include 1/3 of the world's population, cricket spread with it. What was the first time two countries played an international sporting event?
I'm not that old, so I'm going to have to say Canada and Russia. I mean, that would be...
72! What two countries and what sport?
I would suggest probably Pakistan and India.
Canada, U.S. Bam. Yeah, that'd be one. 1980!
At least that's what I'm guessing.
Canada and the United States in 1844, and the sport was cricket. A Canadian team traveled from Toronto to New York and played the Americans.
The America-Canada series started in 1844. It's the oldest international sporting event in the world. It's still contested today.
Today is an historic occasion. Here is the scorecard of the first international match played between any countries in any sport. In 1844, Canada played the United States in New York City.
Well, the first match was won by Canada. They won it by 23 runs. The International Series of 1844 was probably one of the greatest achievements of Canadian cricket.
This is the oldest rivalry in international sport, still goes on to this day.
And that should be clearly documented with all the accolades that is needed.
I'm going to say Canada-U.S. cricket.
That's your answer?
It's obviously cricket.
He's correct. Say, right. Canada and U.S. cricket?
Canada and U.S. cricket.
Wow.
Wow. Dude, look at the brain on Mike.
Look at the brain on.
That's a historic moment for Canadian history. That's the birth of cricket in this country. In so much that the Parliament has decided to make cricket an official game of Canada.
Well, it's it kind of makes me feel surprised that Canada won the first ever international cricket match played between two countries, but this makes me feel pretty proud as a Canadian.
A little bit embarrassed that I didn't know that, perhaps. Having studied history, I guess I feel a little bit more connected to the sport now that I'm out here playing it, knowing that there is that much history behind cricket in Canada.
I guess it's an eye-opener for me that cricket has that much of a heritage here within Canada.
I would say that the average Canadian is probably very surprised to hear that cricket actually helped to facilitate the relationships between Canada and the United States.
Back in 1850 or around that era, there would have been a bit of tension about.
Prior to the 1844 match between Canada and the United States, when one country visited another, it was normally for the purpose of war. When England visited France, they didn't send a sports team, they sent an army.
Empire building and all that sort of stuff.
In the years surrounding 1844, the world was engulfed with war, and violence was the remedy for border disputes. Countries were either expanding empires, shrinking empires, or colonial territories of empires.
It would have been a tense time because it was the days of colonization and all that.
In the 1800s alone, there were over 350 wars around the world. In the U.S., the Americans invaded Texas in the U.S.-Mexico War, gaining the West from Mexico. American expansion across North America also included the Native Wars that escalated during the 1840s.
Oh, back in those days, after the American Revolution and the American Civil War and those years between those two events, it was a pretty tense place because Canada was just forming up as a nation. But there was a lot of tension in North America. There was people who thought that the United States might take control of Canada.
In 1844, the U.S. was also in a border dispute with Canada. President Polk wanted to move the U.S. border further into Canadian territory up to the 54th parallel. For the Canadian cricket team, the journey to New York would occur during one of the most violent periods in North American history.
Well, a lot of it was distance, of course, back in those days. It wasn't so easy to play your neighbours because a lot of the time they were a fair way away from you. For Toronto to get to New York City back in those days basically would have involved rail and steamer travel.
They went by boat, by train, by horse carriage, and it took them 3 or 4 days to get to New York.
Their biggest problem would have been the journey would have been exhausting and tiring. And of course, back in those days, food was a problem because there was no refrigeration, and unfortunately back in those days too, a lot of people suffered from food poisoning. So that was another little hazard that crept into early cricket. It played a big part in it, actually.
Sports fans from across the eastern United States gathered to watch the match that took place over 3 days, from September 25th to 27th, 1844. By the start of the first historic match, some 20,000 people converged on Bloomingdale Park in New York City. A very large crowd for a time with poor transportation and no professional stadiums.
Which once again was a considerable amount of people to view a cricket match in the 1850s. Of course, it was a great interest to the local community. It was something different. Organised international sport had arrived, and so it would have had a big influence on their lives, really. Up until that time, there had been no such thing as organised sport. So that first big international match had a big bearing on the future. It certainly lifted cricket out of the doldrums. Well, one of the things, too, which you talk about in those times is they played for a considerable amount of money. A lot of people associate professional sport with the modern-day era. Professionalism was alive and kicking in 1844. $100,000 was waged in the match in 1844.
It must have been a recession. No, that's a pretty good wager back in 1844.
Yeah, $100,000 in 1844 would work out to about $3 million in today's money. So it was, for them in their day, it was fairly big bucks.
And in those days, cricket was a gambling sport in the United States, and they used to bet hundreds of thousands of dollars on a game. And what changed cricket in the United States was the U.S. Congress stopped gambling on sports, and cricket lost its popularity in eastern United States.
So the main factor was that it's created a whole new lifestyle. International sport became a reality, and it did do a boost for Canadian egos back in those days.
It was the first time in human history that two countries settled their differences on the playing field and not the battlefield. It was the first time in history that soldiers traded bombs for cricket balls and armed themselves with cricket bats instead of guns.
Well, I suppose, you know, America, even those days, was a big dominating force on the North American continent. Canada was nowhere near the population of the States, so for them it was probably quite an achievement to score this big sporting event over the United States. Canada dominated some of the early matches. They had an advantage over the States.
The event was billed as the United States of America versus the British Empire Province of Canada. After Canada won the first few matches of what would become an annual event, the match became simply known as the United States of America versus Canada. In the eyes of the Americans, cricket brought respect and recognition to Canada. After the 1844 match, the overzealous talk of American expansion into Canada and the 54th parallel faded away, and the border today remains the 49th parallel. Cricket put Canada on the map and helped to identify Canada and the Canadian people.
And he's going to give it to Sean.
And with Confederation in 1867, Canada was on its way to becoming an independent nation, and cricket was there at the beginning.
I feel like when you say that cricket, you know, helps really like make Canada what it was, I almost like get shivers. It's kind of like a cool thing. I don't know. I think sports is just in a really unique way can like bring people together and what it can do for like country and a sense of pride, just kind of like what he's saying. I think it's great. And you know, if cricket can do that in a time of like war and where things are up in the air and uncertain, I think it's great, and I think it's a powerful testament to just what sports and just the human spirit can do.
Last ball of the innings. And he's put it away. Oh, has he? Yes, into the crowd. 6 sixes in an over. Yuvraj Singh finishes things off in style.
So Hendrick facing up now to Croft. And it's all over. And Hendrick quick to grab the stump. He's got his souvenir, but West Indies winning a deserved victory here by a margin of 92 runs. England finally all out for 194 in one of the most dramatic collapses we've ever seen in a match of this standard here at Lord's.
So the West Indian captain Clive Lloyd, very much I suppose in the autumn of his days at 34 years old, a very proud captain, and this evening hoisted aloft the Prudential World Cup for the second time. Well, there's no doubt about it, the first man he'll buy a drink for tonight will be Viv Richards, the batsman who anchored the whole West Indian effort today in tandem with Collis King. And Viv Richards it was who received the Man of the Match award in this Prudential World Cup final. So the 1979 World Cup ends. It's been a great success. Big crowds have seen fine cricket, and the competition an undoubted success yet again.
Now, I'd like to take it to the next level and actually watch the game.
And Mike's wish would come true with the arrival of international cricket in Toronto at the Rogers Centre.
Having cricket help define Canada, I think almost makes cricket deserve to have a little more publicity.
Canada's greatest sports stadium is normally home to sports like baseball and football. And in recent times, cricket would shine. And hockey fans would also embrace cricket as a Canadian sport.
I think that almost makes me want to turn to the channel now and go like, well, what's this cricket thing about, right? If it's actually this important, how we are defined as a nation, then I think there's a lot more pride in that sport.
The nation can once again add cricket to its sports roster, as Canada was now officially a cricket nation.
Canada's a cricket nation.
I still love hockey. Yes. And there will be nothing that can change that, but I'll give cricket a shot.